So you ever have those days where you feel exhausted? Sure. You feel like, you just want to take it easy, just want to lie down, you just want stillness, okay? You just want to catch your breath. Yeah, those days. Maybe they're happening more often of late. Okay. Maybe you just feel sometimes just tired of the world, tired of people. Yeah, you'd rather just try and avoid going out of the house as much as you can. It's just too much. To travel anywhere, it's just sometimes just feels too much. Okay? There's just too many people out there. It's too rowdy. Okay? There's too many advertisements everywhere. There's too much chaos going on. Okay, in the world today that we live in, there's just too much chaos going on. And so for a lot of us, or for myself, you have those days where I'm just tired, I'm tired of seeing modernity. I'm tired of the game. This game. I get tired of it. I get frustrated. I get fed up with it. It becomes intolerable to me, and I'm sure for you folks as well at times. And I'm sure you try and be a good sport and carry on, and which you must. But in the pit of your stomach, sometimes you do feel ill. Sometimes it makes you sick. Okay? I know I was just in Johannesburg, now I'm living in Durban, and I went to Johannesburg for 3-4 days to work on business and whatever it was and other requirements and the whole being stuck in that whole energy place, and it makes me feel sick. And then when I have to travel to airports, and especially if it's on a weekend and it's busy, I've got to stand in a queue with other people for 45 minutes, it makes me sick. I know in my stomach I actually feel nauseous. I've spoken about this before so many times, and what happens is I take a beating often. I just think it's the times that we live in. I think, what can I do, And when I take a beating, and we all take beatings, you might not have taken a beating for a while, but don't worry, there's a beating coming your way. I'm sorry to say, but that's the reality. Come on, folks, that's the reality. There's just no getting past it, It's by the end of the year, you're probably going to catch the flu. You're probably going to catch a cold. I'm just saying a physical cold or, sore throat or something like that. And so you're going to catch a beating. What I mean by a beating is that it's where things just get so much that, and you're not realizing it, and they're taking you off your center point, and it's disturbing you, and it's traumatizing you, and it's upsetting you, and whatever it is that you have you have just it's not a breakdown, but it's just you become ill. It becomes, sometimes when you've eaten way too much chocolate cake, let's say, or something that's very rich, and you just feel you can't wait for it to pass, that feeling, and you just, and even the thought of maybe, what happens if I had to force myself, if somebody had to force me to eat another piece of chocolate cake, and you just feel overwhelmed and anxious, and your body's not comfortable, in these moments. Body's not comfortable, your mind is not comfortable. There's a whole lot of symptoms that I've been paying attention to for myself since I've been coming back from Joburg, Johannesburg, spending it in the airport, around a lot of people, around a lot of stress, around a lot of dark energy. And also Johannesburg, like I said before, you feel so claustrophobic because it'll take you a good 2.5 hours just to get out into nature, where you can actually feel a bit of the relief of the machine grinding energy of that city, right? So it's here for myself in Durban, which I'll speak about another time, I've got the ocean, which is about a kilometer. It's about a 12-minute walk, although I don't like to walk because it's a busy road. But I walk on the beach, it's no problem. But I can escape if I want to and get into nature. Okay. Yes, there's high-rise buildings and hotels like these. They all progress and built it up so high, and they've ruined the naturalness of it all because it's all progress, and they've gone and put in this little town or suburb. They've put on all these big TV screens that never were before. When I was a kid and I used to walk in this city, there was like 1 or 2 restaurants and shops and whatever it was, and it was just so chilled, and a few hotels and whatever it was, and just holiday houses. But now I forget about it. It's like anyway, so I'm able to, I'll leave that for another time. I'm able to get away. But so being in Johannesburg, so for myself, where was I? So now that I've come back, if I didn't get out of Johannesburg when I did, and even for myself, actually the move of Johannesburg, I don't know what I would have done, because it turned out that I had to get out of Johannesburg about 2 years ago, even 3, 4, 4 years ago. I had to get out of Johannesburg, the city, once a month. And it turned out that I could only last once every 2 weeks. And then it lasted, I could only manage there once, I could only last a week at a time. And now for myself, when I go back there, it seems like I can only last about 3 or 4 days. So can you see what I'm saying? Many of us are feeling that way in our own environments and things like that. It's just like, and we push through and we manage and we do bloody well. But then eventually it all builds up, and you take that beating and you take that knock. I'll come around to what I've been saying. And you'll take that knock. And it'll just, you've been doing so well. I don't know, you've been on form. You've just been feeling so empowered. You've been feeling so directed. You've been feeling so ambitious. You've been feeling really connected, really joyful, really blissful, really alive, really excited, really, whatever it is. Healthy-minded. And then the knock comes. And then you feel your mind, thoughts, non-stop, active, random thoughts, random. Have no, you'll be looking at a vapor, my vapor. Oh, I remember the coil that I bought from that vape shop. Oh, I remember that guy with his funny hairstyle and whatever it was. Hairstyle, yes. That reminded me of that guy that I went to school with. He was a far out guy. He had a strange hairstyle. And I remember he bullied me. And then all of a sudden, you remember you feel like a little bit of a wound come around to visit. Something that makes you sad. So your mind's going, memory comes, boom, makes you sad. You remember that? Because now you're vulnerable, you're raw, you've been beaten down, it's gotten the better of you. You've been broken to pieces for that time being. Can last 24 hours, can last 48 hours, it can last a week, maybe 2 weeks. You will, when you're in it, it doesn't feel like it's going to end, but it will end, if you're able to be kind enough to yourself and take care of yourself and be patient with yourself and don't exert yourself in those times, okay? So these are the symptoms. Very, very busy head, very, very talkative, okay? A lot of self-doubt. Who the hell am I? What am I doing? You playing the guitar? I'm shit at playing the guitar. You've been doing art? You look at that? So what's this for? Doing YouTube channels? You sound like a clown. You're an idiot. Who's listening to you? Or whatever it is. To the degree you feel like, yeah. So, and for myself, well, how many people commented on that video? How many likes did you get? How many views did it get? Well, maybe you shouldn't talk about those subjects. Maybe you should talk about, and you realize, hold on a minute, I'm not thinking like that usually. Usually I don't give a darn. I talk about what I want to talk about. People like it, they comment. I don't, what's it to me? It's nice, but whatever. It's not going to change my mood or my attitude or my direction or what I want to talk about. Let's see how much time I've got left here. It's impossible for me to do a video under 10 minutes. I don't know how other people do it. Okay, so that's the symptom, self-doubt. Just moments where you feel like your head's spinning. You're swaying in the wind. You feel like almost like reality's become like a dream. you know. It's also another thing, you probably dream a lot during these times, very intense dreams. You have very lucid dreams as well, especially in the morning. I mean, I know for myself, look, you might not be feeling all of these symptoms, or any of them, but for some maybe, whatever, these are what I feel. And I'm just saying to the others out there, to be aware of this. It helps to be aware that what causes this illness, this temporary illness, which is breakdown, and what to do with it and what to be aware of, and to know that you're not losing your mind, because your mind will tell you that's it, you know. It becomes neurotic of a lot of things, you know. You start re-questioning, like doubting yourself. Did I lock the door? I can't remember if I locked it. You see, that's also another thing, short-term memory, and you can't focus on things. Focus is also not there. So short-term memory, when you're doing things, you're very mindless. You're holding the pen, you need the pen, you put the pen down somewhere, you're looking for the pen, you're getting frustrated, you don't know where the pen is, whatever it is, that's annoying you, the pen, then you put something else somewhere else and you don't know where that was, and then eventually you get the pen, but now you don't know what you wanted to do with the pen in the first place, so it's like, now what do I do? Okay, I put the pen down, and now what am I doing? You know, and you just feel like, I don't know, should I do this? I don't know. Should I do that? I don't know. Should I start this? No, I don't feel like, you know, and you just feel like, what do I do? What do I, you know, type of thing. You feel disorientated. Where am I today? What day of the week is it? You know? Not to an extreme, but subtle, but it takes you a bit of time. When did I have that conversation? Did I reply to that email? Did I pay that bill? I did it this morning. Did I have have I drank water today? I don't remember. It's like a fog. In those moments where it gets extreme, you feel like you're in a fog, right? And it's intense. And so you feel like you want to lie down because you feel ill. You do. You feel ill. Why? Because the city, the energy, the people of the world, and today, whatever I feel, are making us ill. I think it's a natural, healthy reaction, okay, to the system of the light and the reality that we live in. There's no question about it. When you see that what others don't see, and you become aware of what they cannot see, it makes you ill. When you see what other people are doing subconsciously, it makes you ill, right? It upsets you, of course. When you see how unconscious other people are, it will upset you. There's no question about it. When you are treated like dog shit, right? When you're a nice guy and you treat like dog shit, you know, it affects you, it hurts you. The world will upset you and break your heart. Not all the time. When you're strong enough, it doesn't. But when you're not strong enough, which is fine, and you fall ill, you know, because what basically you need to do is, it's almost like a reset in a way, I think. So you have these moments where you've got to take time out. Okay, again, I don't know. You don't want to listen to too many lectures. You don't want too much input already. You already got too much to think about it for what's going on for yourself. You're already quite overwhelmed. So you take the time out. You know, you spend less time outside than you need to. I mean, I pushed myself today. I went for a walk and I got back. I felt exhausted. I felt overwhelmed. I felt confused a little bit. You know, and then I took a shower and now I'm doing this recording. I feel a little bit better, but it can come back. So in those moments you take care of yourself. You really do. Family functions, call and say no, can't make it, I don't know, something's come up, right? A movie with friends, sorry, can't do it. I mean, unless it's people that you can really, you know, cool individuals, I mean, people that you can connect with, you know, like-minded souls and brothers and sisters, and cool. But otherwise, don't do it. It's not worth it. It'll slow down the healing process, I find, right? And the building up process. And this is also what I wanted to say as well, is that ultimately, I think if you are paying attention through these breakdown moments, let's just call them breakdown moments, what it is, when you build yourself back up again, you're more aware and you're more stronger and you're more vigilant. Okay, you're more aware of your sensitivity, your vulnerability, how much you can handle, you know, what is bothering you more so. You know, when you come around and you feel stronger, it's like what not to give too much of your attention to. Okay, that's a big one. Your energy to that which is to ignore a lot of the stuff that's going to make, you know, that which you shouldn't stress too much over, that which you shouldn't where you need to be more loving to yourself and kind to yourself, and you learn that on the breakdown. And so when you build yourself up, you build yourself up stronger. Only to get knocked down again, but then you build yourself up stronger. And so so a big thing is in the breakdown is identity. Is in yourself. You just ask yourself, what am I doing? What's my purpose? When I look in the mirror, I look strange, right? When I hear my voice, I feel strange. When I'm talking to people in my personality, I feel strange. All right, it just feels bizarre, which it is generally, And so that's it, folks. I mean, that's what I wanted to talk about. And there's probably much more. There's so much more that goes on in these breakdown moments that I see. And it's, even now I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm not whole yet. This started happening to me on Saturday. And Monday was also a treacherous day. I just, stuff that I can swell up, folks. I mean, my eyes, I can swell up. I was so mindless. I was put in such unpleasant environments. And for other people to say, what's your problem? You just caught a flight. You just went to the airport. You just did this. You went to a shopping centre. You did this. You had to go here. I say, well, I'll give you the middle finger. That's what I'll do. Because it's not the same. The way that you can do it is because you're on autopilot. And I was thinking sometimes, folks, that autopilot sometimes is the way to go. Sometimes is the way to go. But in certain moments, not the full time, I'm saying like when you're in shopping malls and whatever it is, try not to analyze too much, try not to, dig in too deep there. Just do what you have to do and get the hell out of there. Let the automatic pilot take over and boom, you sorted. To a certain degree. Another thing as well, folks, in the breakdown is that you look around and you start, things seem a bit more foreign to you in a way. Like you didn't appreciate certain things, around in the house or something. Oh, I never noticed that. I don't know, I find for myself it's strange. I think you start paying more attention to your environment, because the environment also feels a little bit strange. I've got to think about this more so, folks, what actually happens. Because I think almost in a way what's happening is that, and I'll end off on this, I'm sure I'm running out of time, but I think what happens is that the world becomes so overwhelming, right? It becomes so attacking in a way, and whatever it is, and in a way, and you just feel so that what happens is that like you almost are going into survival mode now, and so you're checking things out, you're not taking everything for granted, you're looking at your environment, you're hearing things, you're hearing people's voices, you feel a little bit unsettled, a little bit neurotic, I mean, especially you live in a third world country, and crime is, and you just hear a sound that's like, all of a sudden, somebody breaking in, you start thinking the worst stuff. And whatever it is you really feel more on edge, you feel a lot more raw. So I think you're a lot more vigilant of your environment that you're looking at, and that's when you notice, oh, I haven't noticed that before. I've just been there the whole time. Oh, I remember we took off the picture, I didn't even realise, what's my wife or girlfriend or husband, he took off the picture, I didn't even realise it. Environment starts to feel a bit dreamlike, like I said, a bit foreign, whatever it is. Because again, you're a lot more aware, in a sense. So there's more to be said on that, folks, but I think we'll end off on that for now. Look, the point here is that I'm not saying this is for everybody, but if I was a betting man, which I am sometimes, I'll bet that for most of you, some of the symptoms check out with you as well. And I'm hoping for myself that I'm bringing more of an awareness that this is just a normal experience, a normal reaction, and certain tools and skills and abilities to know how when we're going through it and what it's about and what to do when we come out of it and whatever it is. So I think I'm onto something here, folks. I don't think it's just in my imagination. See, there's the self-doubt again. But I know this to be true. I've seen it time and time again with myself. So therefore it must be true for me. But for you, who knows? Maybe say something in the comments. That'll be lovely. Take care.